Evie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. In this video, we're introducing a new topic on the channel that's very near and dear to my heart and mind. That is hypnosis. What is it? Why do we use it? And how can you get some in your life? Stick around to learn more about the medicine of the imagination and how it can help you after the beat drops. Hey homies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ebony and I'm the founder of Homegirl Astrology. At Homegirl Astrology, we support Black women in returning to themselves to unlock their full potential and create a path towards purpose and joy. And one of the ways we help them with that is through hypnosis. So what is hypnosis? Let me tell you. One of the phrases that one of my mentors uses to describe hypnosis is the medicine of the imagination. And Melissa Tiers, who is a well-known hypnotist, states the following about hypnosis. It's a state of focused awareness with the bypass of the critical factor of the mind. This creates a state of heightened suggestibility. So basically during hypnosis, a person is induced into a state of trance, deep relaxation, which is a space in which their thoughts and beliefs can be altered, and thoughts and beliefs, as we know, shift behavior. So you put them in a trance, replace negative thoughts with positive ones, and we see change later on. Voila. So what are some common myths and misconceptions about hypnosis? So one misconception is this idea of a clock swinging magician, that you're getting very sleepy, or this like spiraling black and white sort of thing that you look at that draws you into the trance. There's also this idea that people are going to have you cluck like a chicken or bark like a dog or do something stupid that you wouldn't normally do or wouldn't be interested in doing. That has absolutely been a thing in the past, and we've seen it play out in different places, but that's not really how it works in a therapeutic sense. We're really just talking during hypnosis, right? There's no clock to swing. There's no black and white swirl to enter into the twilight zone. This is because it's pretty easy to hypnotize someone if they're open to it. And what do I mean by that? Like, how does that work? So, what do I say when somebody's easy to hypnotize? So, people are in trance states all the time without realizing it. I'll give you a few examples. So, if you're watching a movie, a good movie, you're able to suspend disbelief. So, you forget that you're sitting in the movie theater, or you forget that you're on the couch watching Netflix, or Tubi if you're into classic Black movies, or a little ratchetry. But whatever you're doing, you're so deep into the movie that you lose track of where you are, what you're doing. You know, if a scary scene comes up, you're jumping and doing the most, screaming perhaps if you're one of my friends. So that's one example, is the movie thing. Another example is if you are someone who drives and you're in the car, or even this can happen when you're walking too. Maybe you're walking somewhere that you walk pretty consistently, and you find yourself showing up at your destination and you're like, I don't even remember really the walk here. That is another way that people often find themselves in a state of trance. They're just doing the thing that they have this rhythm of doing, so they lose track of where they are and how they got there. And then my last example, let's say that you go to church. So maybe even like a Southern Pentecostal church in the US specifically, and you see people catching the Holy Ghost and speaking in tongues, aka glossolalia. So this is another version of trance that is often brought on by rhythmic singing, chanting, clapping, drumming, etc. And it's kind of crazy to think about, because it's like Sister Jones on the motherboard has been halfway to hypnosis this entire time, my whole life. Yes, she has. The last example would be if you're working on a project and you're in a state of flow, maybe doing something that you really enjoy and you get lost in what you're doing. That's another example of how trance can come into our daily lives. So hypnosis is a lot like these other examples that I mentioned, except that you enter hypnosis through a state of deep relaxation. And there is a goal here of making a supportive change. So those other forms of trance aren't necessarily goal directed. Sometimes they can be, sometimes they're not. But with hypnosis, there is always this shift that's desired of getting this person to a better end state than where they were before. We're calming the body stress response, which enables the person to become more aware of resources that are available to them and think more broadly and not so narrowly in a way that's always shutting things down because the body is so stressed. So, how does it work? Functionally, you're getting very relaxed, and we're helping you get into a state where you're reducing all of the stuff around you that takes so much of your attention. You're able to go within your mind and make desired changes. So you're not asleep, but you are very chilled out. And you're able to respond and you're able to remember what happened after as well. So, when is hypnosis useful? It's very helpful for quieting the inner critic, so shifting those negative thoughts into more helpful ones, overcoming imposter syndrome, managing anxiety. Some other examples include healing from emotional experiences, past and present, so getting over loss, betrayal, moving through the grieving process, helping people really just get out of an emotional trap and begin to put the pieces back together. So there are some people who are so frozen in place by their emotions and anxiety that it's really difficult for them to move forward. So it kind of helps to bring them back into themselves to be able to move on. And there are a few ways to do this through hypnosis. Past life regression is one that we'll explore more in the future. Pain management is another example where it can be useful. Hypnosedation has become more popular in recent years. So there have been, I'm just going to read this part, more than 30 clinical trials have affirmed the use of hypnosedation. And studies have shown that people who receive hypnosedation experience less preoperative anxiety, and they require less pain medication during surgery, and they report less postoperative pain, intensity, nausea, fatigue, a lot of those things that come with general anesthesia, they don't necessarily experience with hypnosedation. So this is just the process of using hypnosis to relax the person prior to surgery. So I've been doing this recently. I had some stitches put in my finger because I almost chopped it off. And when I went to get the stitches taken out, I was able to use self-hypnosis to help me to be calm and go through that experience without focusing so much on the pain um, that I was experiencing through the process of getting the stitches removed. So when she said she was done, I was like, oh, what? You already finished? Okay, cool. So that hypnosis stuff really works. Hypnosis can also be used for overcoming addictions like smoking specifically. It's also helpful for weight loss. And honestly, it's just kind of fun. There is this like trippiness that happens with hypnosis that is much safer than drugs. So hopefully this intro to hypnosis has been helpful for y'all, and maybe you'll just be willing to give it a shot. The last thing, I'm thrilled to announce that Homegirl Astrology will now be serving our clients with hypnosis as well. I've been working with clients for a bit, and it's been really cool to see that visible shift in their energy and to hear from them how much better they feel after a session and how much lighter they feel and ready to just go and do the thing that they wanted to do. It really creates a whole mindset shift. And one of my clients said that the self-actualization that comes from it is life altering. So, in closing, if you're interested in using hypnosis to help you unlock joy and purpose in your life, you can sign up for the Homegirl Astrology newsletter so that you can be aware of when it officially launches on our website, and you can book a session or even a package, which is what I would recommend. Thanks for sticking around. If you like this video, please like it, share it, comment below. If you'd like to see more from the channel, please subscribe. Peace, homies.